Marijuana has many physical effects, but it is primarily the desire for the mental effects that have caused it to be the most widely used illicit drug in the world. Cannabinyzed. Cannabinyzed.
Well, for me, marijuana became something that I wanted to do all the time. In a perfect world, I would be high 24/7.
I think marijuana just makes you more comfortable in the fact that it alters your mind.
There's weed, it's easy. It's as easy as spark, put it to your mouth, and there you go, you're happy. And for about an hour and a half.
It's something that we grew up around, and so we were kind of normalized in regards to the drug.
There are some people that the first time they use marijuana, it's the best thing their brain has ever seen. They're just hardwired.
It got to the point where it wasn't even about being high, it was about just smoking, because it was such a habit, and it was such like, oh, I just need to smoke, I just need to smoke, I just need to smoke. I'm super high, but I just need to smoke.
I would wake up, walk to school, dab before class, dab during class, dab during lunch, dab after school, dab walking home, dab before work, dab at work, dab after work, dab before going home, and then dab before going to bed. And I found out that I could not smoke marijuana anymore because my tolerance was so high.
Marijuana is absorbed by the fat cells in the brain and can remain there for months.
It felt like it was something that I needed.
When one uses marijuana chronically, the brain becomes imbalanced. It senses an imbalance of its own endocannabinoids, things like anandamide. And in sensing that there's too much of that, the brain actually shuts down its production and actually shrinks in its receptor sites, something called downregulation. This results in an imbalance of the brain known as allostasis, where the brain turns off its natural chemical and now is out of balance and relies more and more on something external.
What I did is I would smoke weed. It felt like almost 24/7. I was either sober and miserable, or I was high and happy.
Funny story, I was actually on the bus the other day coming back from IOP, and some guy signaled for me to take my headphones off and came over and sat next to me and started talking to me. And he introduced himself as Peasy. And he whips out a bag of pot, and he's all like, "Oh, smell this!" and like shoves it in my face. He's like, "Yeah, I'm 60 years old and I've been smoking for 45 years. Don't stop doing it, brother." And he could barely put together sentences. And I realized, I was like, I cannot let myself be that guy. I cannot see myself being him. I have things I want to do with my life.